Steve here with Table Rock Tea Company. We are back in the greenhouse, and I wanted to show you an interesting thing about Camellia sinensis, or the tea plant's physiology. We go through winter here, and that's not normal for most of the tea growing world. They don't go through the big temperature swings like we have. We'll actually fluctuate anywhere within 50 degrees Fahrenheit in any given day. So the winter is rough on these plants. A lot of these right now in the greenhouse, we're in mid-February, they're looking really yellow. There are a couple of reasons why that is. One is when they go dormant, which is they slow down about 56 degrees Fahrenheit, but they really stop at about 28 degrees. But when that happens, they really don't metabolize much. So kind of whatever they had as far as fertilizer or food before November, that's kind of what they have going into winter. So we're starting to feed them again, but you can see they're pretty yellow. A lot of them are looking kind of pale and anemic. So we'll get that spruced up before March and that kind of thing. But I wanted you to notice the ones that are here in the sun. If you look up there, there's a shade cloth that's been pulled back. Most of these now are acclimatizing to full sun. I'll get to that in another video. But the ones that have been in the sun, you can see are really yellow. As you move toward the shade, now these have all been under the same conditions except for the sunlight. Right about here is where you're going to start seeing the shaded plants. And you can see how much darker and greener they look. They just look healthier. I think the reason for that is that the metabolism slows down quicker and it doesn't seem to use as much in the shade as it does in the sun. So the ones that are in the sun basically are using more food that they don't have, and therefore we're seeing this yellowing. Of course, part of the yellowing has to do with the temperatures and the cold temps and stuff like that, but just there's a lot of differences between shade grown and sun grown plants. And we'll have more videos posted on how that affects the tea and the flavor and all that kind of stuff in the field. But it's an interesting phenomenon as we go with the tea. We have to keep this shade cloth up because we're getting ready to plant these in March, and they have to be acclimatized to the sun. Otherwise, we would probably just keep the shade cloth on all the time. So anyway, just a little tip for you as we go on to another video. Thanks again for watching. Stay tuned to see what else is brewing here at Table Rock Tea Company.